This is the brand that I've got. It's a Chinese version of a reactive CO2 generator. This is the instruction kit that came with it, and I don't know whether you can see it. I don't know, I think it's in Chinese, so there you go. That's who it's made by. I just thought I'd show you. This is the one that I got, and it cost me about £81. That's including the tax on it as well, but I just thought I'd show you the make of it in case anyone's interested. I bought it through eBay. Cheers. It I bought was a Chinese version of the CO2 generator system, and it comes with all these parts. So there's the pressure gauge, solenoid, there's a filter, and there's a bubble counter. So I'm going to put it together and I'll show you how it goes. The filter, hang on, the filter is like that, and it has a filter. I thought that one was a spare, but it's actually a filter that goes inside a filter. So there we go, it goes inside that, and I'll put that together, bear with me. So they screw together and it just screws into the bottom of here. There's a filter inside, there's a filter on the end, and this filters the gas. When you mix bicarb and citric acid together, it's not particularly clean, I guess, and that's why there's filters in here. So there's a filter there and there's a filter in there, and that's what filters the actual gas before it goes into your fish tank. I'm going to put the solenoid on, which is this one here, and that one just screws that bit onto that bit. Okay, that onto there, that's the screw bit. So there we go, I've just screwed that on, and then I've got to screw the bubble counter onto the top, and I need to put some water in it as well, bear with me. So that's the bubble counter on the top there, and I've got to unscrew this little thingy here to top it up with some water. So bubble counter goes down into the solenoid. I hope I was pronouncing that right. Which is what the power is plugged into. So there's a power cable here and it plugs in. I had to get a converter plug to put it into, because this one here it's from China, and so it's only got a 2-pin plug, and I wanted to put it into a 3-pin plug, which is what I've got, which all fits together like that anyway. So that's all ready to go. I've got to mix up my citric acid and my bicarb soda, which I'm going to put into my canister in a minute. And before I do, I'm just going to show you that there's a little silver screw thing here. That's this little cap, and that goes on top of there, which is the fill thing to fill the bubble counter. So it comes with a little syringe which you can pop in and just fill up like that. Hopefully it's going to be enough. Oh, there we go. And I might pop a little bit more in, although it's spilling over my knee. Okay, so it's full to the top, the water for the bubble counter, and the little lid there, that's screwed on. I bought myself a funnel, so I'm going to tip this. This is the citric acid. I'm going to tip this through the funnel into the canister. Okay, so there's 600 grams of bicarb soda, and that goes in as well. Let's tip that into the funnel. Sorry if that's loud, I'm tapping it on my phone. No, just tap this. Hang on. Okay, so we've done the 600 grams of citric acid. So 600 grams of citric acid went in first, then 600 grams of bicarb soda, baking soda, and then 900 grams or 900 milliliters of cold water, and that's this here. And I'm going to pour this in next. I've got to pour it at about a 45-degree angle, and then I'm going to put the regulator, the top on with the filter and that, put it all on, and then plug it in. Once I've got the pressure up a bit, I'll plug it in, I'll bring you along to show you. So this is the 900 milliliters of water I'm going to have to do it separately from filming because I can't hold the camera at the same time, and I can't find a tripod at the minute. So here we go. Okay, so I've got the water in, I've tightened the top up, it's got the filter on, it's got the bubble counter on, it's got the solenoid. I've got the plug to plug in, but I haven't plugged it in as yet. I'm just trying to wait for the pressure to go up. Once the pressure's up, I'm going to plug it in and turn the bubble counter, and hopefully we'll have some bubbles, but at the minute it's going up very slowly. I don't know if you're supposed to, I don't think you're supposed to shake them at all, so although I have watched the bloke and he swirled his, but we're going to wait and see, and just see for the first time when we put it on. So this is my new CO2 generator that I bought online. It's actually a Chinese brand, and it's a 5-litre cylinder, and I set it up yesterday, and I've put all the ingredients in. I'll connect the I'll edit the video together so I can show you how I put it together and everything, put the ingredients in. I put 600 grams of citric acid in first, 600 grams of bicarb soda, so baking soda, in next, and then 900 milliliters of water, so 900 grams of water in. I had to tip it at a 45-degree angle and put the top on and wait for it to for the pressure to build, and the pressure built up overnight. And let me just see if I can put I put a torch onto it so you can see the bubble there. Can you see the bubble? There's a bubble in there. Hang on a minute. There's a little bubble in there. Anyway, it's producing 2 bubbles per second through this bubble counter of CO2. There's a little thing there which is a non-return valve, and this is the pressure gauge, and it's on about 220 now. Like I say, I put it on yesterday and it built up, and it was like 300 psi this morning, and now it's gone down to 200 psi, but it is feeding into the aquarium at 2 bubbles per second. I don't know whether it's enough or not. The tubing, which is special CO2 tubing, goes down to there, and I think you can just about see, well, I don't know whether you can see or not, but there is CO2 coming out of the little disc, a little diffuser. They're tiny little bubbles. I have got a bit of flow in this tank, so it moves the CO2 around the tank, but it is bubbling out in tiny little diffused bubbles into the water, which I'm hoping will work wonders for my fish tank plants, the tropical plants in here. It is a very well planted tank, lots of crypts, lots of things that grow easily and quickly anyway, but I've got things like chainsaw sage and things like that in here as well. I'm hoping that it'll encourage a bit more growth of them. The CO2 diffuser comes on in the morning. Once the lights go on, the lights are on timers, and the whole plug system is all on a timer, so the CO2 comes on in the morning when the light comes on, which is what you want, because the CO2 will help the plants to photosynthesize. So they only photosynthesize in sunlight or in artificial LED light, and then I shall bring you back later in the week to show you whether it's making a difference to the plants or not. It's only been on for today, and there is a bit of growth in the plants, but I don't know whether that's just the plants growing anyway. I've got lots of crypts, I've got lots of I can't remember what it's called. Lots of plants anyway growing in here, a lot of crypts and things, but lots of different plants, and I'm hoping that it'll encourage a bit more growth of the plants, as I say. And we'll see. Like I say, I'll bring you along and I shall show you how they're all growing and all that. I have got an oxygenating air stone in the corner there, which pumps out a lot of oxygenated water as well. But the CO2 diffuser is at the back there, like I say, and it's in the flow of water, so I'm hoping that it'll get spread around the tank. and hopefully it's enough to feed the plants and help them to grow a bit more. Anyway, I thought I'd bring you along and show you my new CO2 generator. I had one on before, but it was a bottle one, so I had to buy the CO2, and at £20 for a little tiny bottle of CO2 that only lasted 3 weeks to a month, it wasn't enough really. I'm hoping this will last a bit longer. I've bought different ingredients, so I've got some bicarb soda, I've got all the kit to set it up. I've got scales, a funnel, a measuring jug, there's some citric acid and things like that, and I've just got another bucket of citric acid came through the post, so it's cheaper I think to do it this way, and I'll let you know whether it really is or not as time goes on. Anyway, CO2 generator, make it yourself. You can use sugar and yeast, or you can use bicarb and citric acid. Just wanted to bring you along and show you. I think the tank looks nice, and it's coming on really well. Hope